Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Mike.
And I'm Tyler.
And this is the Bonsai Popcast, episode 10. 10 episodes, 2 digits.
Double
we've done
digits, dude. The big 1-0.
I don't know if we've missed a week either.
We haven't.
I don't think we
haven't missed a single week for either of our podcasts, because we have another one that we do for just patrons.
Yeah, we've been doing that one for a long time, though.
Yeah, that's true. We have over a year of that, I think.
Do we? That would be impressive if we do.
Maybe not over a year, but we have a lot. Maybe not a year, but I would say at least 6 months or more.
We should probably find a consistent place to keep those, because a lot of those are probably lost to time at this point.
Yeah, can we upload those to Podbean, but then not release them publicly? I don't know. That's something that we got to look into.
Yeah, that is something that we should look into. But anyway, what's going on? We are your hosts. We are Bonsai Pop. It is an anime channel on YouTube, and this is an anime and video game podcast, except, it's mostly just us having a conversation. Yeah, exactly. So I had a birthday last weekend on Sunday, the 27th.
I bought your birthday present for you on the last podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So if you've been following along, you should know that I turned 21 this weekend.
Yeah, you did. Finally drinking age.
Finally, I can drink. That's a lie. I turned 29, but you know what? I'm fine with that. Like, a lot of people in our line of work lie about their age. That's fact. Like, a lot of people don't. Either they just won't talk about it, or they don't want people to know, because they think that, being over 30 or whatever, isn't cool. You can't relate to the kids. But we don't make content for kids, so I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
We really, really don't.
And if you're a kid and you think that it's weird that I'm 29, fuck you. You're gonna be 29 one day or dead. So
those are kind of the two options at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I can relate to you. I was your age once, and I will be your age once for the rest of your life, unless you manage to outlive me. Good luck doing that, because I'm fucking awesome. I'm gonna live forever.
Mike has really, really long longevity genes.
That's true, I do. My grandpa just turned 89 or 90. It must have been 89, because if it was 90, we would have had some kind of party. But he's still hanging out, playing the piano, doing whatever. You know what I mean? He
Good for him, man.
My grandma is 86. She still walks 5 miles a day. You know?
I don't do that.
I don't do that either.
Good for her.
Uphill too and shit. Yeah,
uphill both ways.
Uphill both ways.
As only old people can find hills.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel I don't know. I was age was starting to get to me a little bit, but I think I've finally come to grips with it. I feel good. Having been born when I was born, right? Because age is just it's just a mind thing, you know what I mean? It's like Mike Guy says from Naruto, the springtime of youth is a powerful force, and it only reaches its peak at the moment of death. So it's it's just about how you feel on the inside. It's like age is the acceptance of the loss of your youth, and I feel physically sometimes I'm I got aches and pains and shit like that, but dude, on the inside I still feel very, very youthful and hopeful and excited about things, and life hasn't beaten me down yet.
Life has not yet passed you by.
Yeah. I also don't have kids, so I'm sure that helps.
That helps quite a bit from what I hear, because I also don't have kids and never will.
Yeah, I mean, it's with the whole kid thing, it's you have to put so much of your youth into their youth. They just suck it right out of you. I'm pretty sure there's some psychoses that go along with having children, where sometimes the parents, I think it's more of a mother-daughter thing from what I understand, but sometimes the parents will go insane and want to kill their kids because they think their kid is sucking the youth out of them.
That's terrifying.
Like a fucking youth vampire, dude.
Yeah, like a youth succubus.
Yeah. It's really weird. I
suck youth bis. I don't know.
If I gave more of a shit, I would look it up on Google right now, but I didn't. So anyway, for had a pretty good birthday. Went out and I saw my family, which is nice. Got to hang out with my little nephew. He's gonna be 1 next month, which is crazy.
Wow.
What a shit year to be born.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, if you're gonna be born a year, like, at least you're not gonna remember it, you know?
I guess, but like, you know, how much is that gonna fuck up everybody who, you know what I mean? Like, think about, like, the first year of your life is arguably your most important. You know, that's when you start recognizing people's faces and moods and all the stuff.
Well, yeah, but you got to think about it in terms of, like, okay, this kid is probably getting way more attention because people are working from home and, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's maybe not necessarily the worst thing for a small child.
As far as I know, Megan has been home, but her boyfriend works as a cook, so he's out, you know, like most of the time. So I think it's just been my little buddy and my sister for most of the year. He sees my mom and dad sometimes. I think he might be a part of my mom's daycare. I'm not entirely sure. That's what my mom does for a living. Is she runs a daycare out of our old house. I'm so fucking glad I don't live there anymore.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Oh my god, dude.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, and it's all like state kids, you know. So it's like, I mean, kids with families with issues and shit. As far as I know, you know what I mean. So it's like, fuck that. But I guess the kids all wear masks. Which is fucking crazy. They have to right now, dude. I mean, you got to. But yeah, basically what I was saying was just like, if I was a toddler or like a small child right now, worst year ever. I think for a baby, it's not that bad. Baby can't do anything anyway except for sit around and look at you and poop, you know? So lots of poop.
Yeah. So like the more the parents are around, like it's probably just the better in that case. It's probably just more attention than usual, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, not as much. Like, I was lucky. I'm sure you're the same. You're an only child, right? Do you even have any cousins or anything?
I have 3 cousins.
You have 3 cousins?
Yeah, okay. like 3 like first whatever cousins, you know?
Right. Okay, so were you the firstborn?
No, I was the third born.
Oh, that's right, because your parents are like old as fuck, and they had you late.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I
no
have
offense.
2...
No offense to Mr. and Mrs. Baron. you guys look very fucking good. I'm just saying.
Oh, for how old they are, they look great. Yeah.
For being old as dirt, they look awesome.
They're never gonna. They're gonna be like, Podbean. What's that? I'm still listening to the oldies on Milwaukee. No, that's not true. My dad has an iWatch and shit, and he's like all about it.
He's probably listening to the podcast.
He's probably like, God damn it, Tyler. Yeah. But yeah, no, my parents look very good for that. What the fuck were we talking about before that?
We were talking about age.
Cousins and shit. Yeah, I actually have 2 cousins that are like 10 years older than me, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
Maybe more, or like one's 10 and one's like 8.
Yeah.
And then I have one who's the same age as me, or like within a year of me.
I see. Yeah, all my, I was the first on both sides of my family. Not the oldest, but the first. Because there was, my Aunt Kathy adopted a little bit after I was born. And then my uncle married a woman who had 2 kids that were older than me. Keith actually listens to the podcast and watches Bonsai Pop. So what's up, Keith, if you're there? Keith is a cool dude.
Shout out to Keith.
Shout out to Keith. He's very excited for our G Gundam episode in November.
Yeah,
but
that'd be cool.
Yeah, I just I feel like 91 was a good year to be born. You know what I mean?
It depends on your point of view, right? Our generation has gone through some shit. Mm-hmm. You know, like we were going into the workforce or like going into college and shit right during the Great Recession, and we were in like 4th grade or 5th grade during like when 9/11 happened, and like a lot of things have happened to our generation, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But we also got to grow up with we were the last ones who were able to witness a world pre-internet explosion.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we really didn't get the internet until I think like 5th grade was when it started. Like that was dial-up era, you know?
Yeah, that was like AIM.
Yes, exactly.
Wild West.
I totally remember liking this girl, and we would talk on AIM for like hours at a time at night. And then we were like, we're going to end up dating. So then we did, but we would never talk to each other at school. We would only talk at home, like on the phone or some shit.
Yes.
We were like too scared to like interact at school. It was fucking stupid.
Omni Penguin is one of our patrons who's in with us right now. That's he says the horror noise from dial-up. Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, they stole that noise for Among Us, I think. For one of like the download sections. I'm pretty sure it has some dial-up shit going on in it.
That fucking game. I like that game.
The game's great, dude. You need to come play it more. We have like a group for Among Us, and Devin has been playing with us constantly, but Mike has come in only once.
Yes, Devin is my fiancé. But yeah, oh my god, we are all over the place. So yeah, like, you know, we definitely got some generational fucking what do you call it? I
don't know. What are you trying to say?
It's
experience?
Not torment.
Trauma?
Not trauma. Yeah, we definitely got some generational trauma. But then again, you know, every generation has something. I mean, look at Gen Z. Like, for the longest time, I was trying to figure out Gen Z, right? Because, you know, obviously we have Gen Z people in the Discord. They're becoming adults now. And like a lot of them don't think sex is funny, which I mean is mind-numbing to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was the same deal when like being ace became like a very common thing, you know? Mm. I was trying to figure it out because I was like, oh, dude, if sex isn't your fucking motive, I don't understand you. You know, like sex isn't everything we do. Like I just, you know, it was crazy. But it turns out that growing up with social media, you know, because my sister's like, man. Yeah, my sister's 19 or 20.
It doesn't matter. She's young as fuck.
She's 19. Yeah, exactly. So she was born in 2000. So by the time she was 5, MySpace was already out. You know, I was on MySpace at that point. So it was like she never had a time in her life without social media. That being said, she doesn't go on it, but she still has most of the Gen Z issues. Like a lot of Gen Z kids won't drive. They refuse to get their licenses. A lot of them don't want to have sex. They're not interested in sex. And a lot of it comes down to the fact that they are not risk takers in any way. Like I
would still recommend trying sex.
Yeah.
just like, you know, if you and another Gen Z are like, man, I don't know if we really want to do this. Just you know, make a pact or something and be like, let's try it out and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely worth it. But yeah, it's like seeing all of the things on social media growing up has really impacted that generation into being afraid of lots of things.
It totally makes sense to me. You know, like your childhood is supposed to be somewhat of a bubble. You know,
right?
There's supposed to be an innocence that you gradually lose, not you go online and the world is falling apart and suddenly your innocence is just gone, which is what happens now. You know, like our innocence kind of like we could have lost our sexual innocence if we found like dirty magazines that our parents had or shit when we were really young. You know, which I totally did. That is a true story.
Yeah, but it's a fucking you get to create your own idea of what that is. You know what I mean? With a magazine, like those magazines are curated. You don't stumble upon it on the internet. You know what I mean? Like it's probably unlikely that your dad had some like ultra violent BDSM magazine under his fucking bed. You know, he probably had a Playboy.
First of all, it was Penthouse.
Okay, Penthouse. Yeah, which was pretty tame.
Yeah, it mainly had like it had some images, but it was mainly stories, you know?
Yeah, which were hot.
Yeah.
I loved reading fucking My dad came back from Bosnia with a fucking stack, dude. Like, like fucking like 80 magazines. But when he was gone, the first magazine that I found was a Playboy. It was like October 1997 or something like that, like the college cuties edition. I remember that thing back to front. I was like 9, you know, but like even still, it's like the way I lost like some of my sexual innocence was I went over this girl Sam's house when I was in 1st grade, and we went to the closet and we showed each other our no-nos, and I thought that's what sex was. And then after like 2 weeks, I couldn't bear it anymore, the internal torture and guilt. So I went to my mom and I told her I had sex with Sam. And she fucking freaked the fuck out, dude. She lost her mind. I remember she picked me up and she slammed me on the bed. She was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, oh, it's sex with Sam. She's like, what did you do? Did you touch her? And I was like, no, ew. She's like, well, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, I showed her my pee-pee, and she showed me her pee-pee. And she was like, oh, okay, that's not sex, Michael. Don't tell people you did that, and you're not allowed over her house again.
That's fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah, it's a lot better than like going on internet and looking up sex and seeing a grandma shit out a Coke can. You know,
yeah,
that'll scare a kid.
Yeah, well, dude, it would scare me.
Yeah, I've seen it. It scared me. It's fucked up. You know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. I did try to look up quicksand porn after our last podcast, and man, I don't know how Pornhub's fucking like search algorithm works, but it did not come up with what I was hoping it would. However, I was on Facebook because I had some notifications, and you know how you get like ads or just shit that you don't want on Facebook.
Yeah, I guess I rarely ever go on Facebook.
Well, yeah, me too. But like, I got like a notification on my phone. I got something showed up on my timeline about somebody getting out of quicksand and how to do it.
Dude, Facebook is fucked up, man. I don't ever download Facebook apps. Like, if you have like Facebook Messenger and you have it hooked up so you can use it on your phone and you give it permissions, it just listens to you.
Yeah,
all the time. And Instagram is the same way. Like me and Devin have tested this out multiple times. We'll have a conversation about something completely random and benign, like wheelchairs, something like that. All of a sudden we'll start getting ads for wheelchairs. Like those apps use your camera to look around your house and stuff. Like they were saying with Zoom, it's really important to make sure you have a blank background when you're on Zoom, because Zoom will take pictures of your house and then advertise things like that to you. It's really fucked up. It's like, I don't, it's gross, kind of.
It's all fucked up, man. It's all fucked up. It's like, it's even the same thing with the US government, doing the, like the shit, what am I trying to say right now? The unemployment stuff. Did you ever get like those Relia card things for unemployment?
Nah.
So in Oregon, if you got on unemployment, they sent you basically a credit card that they would fill up. So it was like a debit card, you know? So that way they didn't have to send you checks every single week.
Okay.
But it's like in their terms and conditions so they can sell the information for what you purchase to third parties.
That's so weird. Like, why would they even do that in Oregon? There's no sales tax.
Well, it has nothing to do with
benefit.
Well, so that they can sell your information and make more money.
Weird. Yeah, like, well, these new real IDs, you know, have like chips in them and shit like that.
I need to get one of those, I think.
Dude, my license expired on my birthday. I can't get a new license for at least 3 months.
Yikes.
Yeah, they've extended, like now it doesn't, like our country is so fucked up right now. It doesn't matter if your license is expired. They've extended it past January because RMV is just so fucking backed up because they can't they can't do anything because there's social distancing and stuff like that. You have to go by appointments. Most of the RMVs are closed.
Wait. So hold on. RMV? What the fuck is an RMV?
It's the Registry of Motor Vehicles. There's no DMV anymore.
Wait, anywhere?
Yeah, the DMV is just turned into RMV.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Why did they change the name?
I don't know. Probably got sued by some other DMV. That's usually what happens. Like remember WWF?
Yeah.
Before it was, they got sued by the World Wildlife Foundation, and then they had to become WWE.
Yeah, whatever. This is dumb.
Yeah.
Just let people name things. Fucking jeez.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what are you gonna do? It's capitalism. Speaking of our country being fucked up, capitalism and all sorts of interesting stuff. I mean, it's first of all, it's National Podcast Day. Happy National Podcast Day, Tyler.
Yeah, you too, man. Go check out your favorite podcasts, meaning this one.
I already did. I listened to this podcast because we put it out on YouTube today, the last episode. But anyway, the point is, I was getting to is we had the first presidential debate for 2020 yesterday.
If you can call it that.
And you watched it and I watched it, and I'm sure a lot of people watched it. In fact, so Devin wanted to watch it, right? I was playing Super Mario Sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
So, I went and made food and I turned on the debate and I watched it for like 5 minutes. I turned it off and I went and I grabbed a beer. And then she like continued to watch it. So I got to on her phone. So I got to fucking listen to the entire thing. And oh my God, dude.
Oh, it was a shit show. It was a fucking shit. The best part about the entire debate is that I won a crown in Fall Guys while it was going on. That is the best. That's the best part, because I had to split my attention because I was getting too angry. Just like putting all my attention to it. So I had it on my other screen and I put Fall Guys on my main screen and I played while I was listening.
It was, I mean, I don't care where you lean, right? Like, I mean, if you're an avid Trump supporter, we're probably going to have a hard time getting along just because our, views on life and shit are so fucking different. But that being said, I have family members that are Trump supporters. We just don't fucking talk about it, and I pretend that side of them doesn't exist. But honestly, as far as the debate is concerned, it doesn't matter where you lean. Like, that was ridiculous.
It was a goddamn circus.
I don't think either one of them answered a single question.
Well, Trump didn't answer a single question, and if he did, it wasn't actually a factually true answer. And then Biden didn't answer a single question because Trump wouldn't let him.
Well, I mean, okay, right. So like, I'm trying to be as non-biased as possible.
That is my non-biased opinion. You want to hear my biased one?
Well, yeah, sure. But let's do the non-biased look at it first, right?
Yeah.
So you had this poor son of a bitch asking them questions. I don't know who this guy was.
He's a Fox News reporter, I believe.
Wow. He was getting angry.
Yeah.
At Trump.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. So anyway, you had this poor bastard trying to field these guys' questions, right? And like, they were just not having it. And Trump's tactic was, I don't want to say it was smart, right? But it worked. He was trying to piss off Biden and fluster him up, and he did. And he fucking knocked that right out of the park, dude. Like, oh,
I don't agree with you at all.
You don't think so?
I don't think, I mean, I think Biden got angry, but I also don't think he did any real damage to him.
No, well, damage.
I think he was trying to get Biden to say something outrageous or like, against party lines or something like that, or just yell at him, just get angry. And I think Biden kept his cool and just laughed and was just scoffing at him instead of like doing that.
Yeah, I mean, well, he did tell him to shut up at one point.
Yeah, well, so did the moderator.
Yeah, and he did outright call Trump a racist, which was hilarious.
And a clown. The best part was Biden saying something about this clown. Oh, I mean person.
Yeah, it was, but that's the thing though, is that like it was undignified.
Oh, completely.
Like these guys, like one of these two men are going to be our fucking president. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like it's like the one thing that I can't really fault Biden on was when Trump attacked his son. One of Biden's sons died in combat.
Yeah.
And Trump like went after him, and that was like a really dirty low blow, and you could tell that Biden got upset during that part. Well, like rightfully
as he
so.
rightfully should. Who the fuck wouldn't get upset about that?
Yeah, but it's still, it's like when, you know, because I was listening, I wasn't watching, so I was listening very carefully to like, you know, the questions and then the answers to those questions, and it was like they were all deflected. I don't think we got a single good answer on anything. And there were decent questions too. Like there was things that were fucking important. Yeah,
the first question about the Supreme Court justice and Amy, whatever the fuck her name is, I don't remember. The new justice that they're Barrett, is that her last name? Something like that.
No idea.
But like that was a super important question. We know nothing more now than we did then.
Yeah. Also the law and order question, right? Like that was a huge question. It's a huge question. And like I think that was the one that Trump really fucked up on when they were talking about the racial sensitivity training.
And he called racial sensitivity training racist.
Oh my God, yeah. So fucking stupid, dude.
Oh my God.
We're teaching people to hate this country. It's like, no, you're not teaching people to hate the country. By teaching people the facts about what it's like to not be white and or privileged is not teaching people to hate this country. It's teaching people to see what it's like outside of your own fucking shoes. And you have to know that as a law enforcement agent, because you are not simply a human being anymore at that point. You are protecting law and order in our country, which was set up to protect all civilians, men, women, people of color. It doesn't fucking matter. You know, it doesn't matter if the person doesn't speak English or not. Like, it doesn't matter if the person looks like you or not. Law and order is set up to protect the civilians in this country. And it's something that needs to be looked at fucking really hard. And I don't know, like, again, I also don't blame Biden for, you know, Trump's accusations of him being scared to talk about it, because anything that Biden says right now is going to be bad, because nobody fucking wants to hear anything good about any police at all, other than police and people who are convinced that every cop is a fucking superhero, which is not the case. I know cops. I know plenty of cops. I know people who wanted to be cops from the fucking day that they entered school and became cops, and like they're fucking, you know, taking cocaine from people, keeping it in their pockets, like fucking they use their privileges to break the law basically and get away with whatever the fuck they want. And that's just small town cops, not even big city cops who have to deal with fucking crime on a massive level. You know, we're talking mafia, we're talking gangs, like all this kind of shit, you know, like
yeah, I mean, like if you watched our Afro Samurai video, you know where we stand on this whole movement, you know? It's very, very clear, and shit has to change, and shit hasn't changed. You know, and some of the debate was very, very personal for me, because they're talking about Portland. Like, that's my hometown, you know? I mean, I didn't grow up here, but I've lived here for the past, 5+ years now or something. I don't remember when the fuck I moved here. 2015, like I think. But yeah, like, the shit that they're talking about is happening to me or near me, and it was just very upsetting.
Yeah, well, when it came to Portland, basically, like, Trump was like, oh, if I had my way, we could go in there right now. We'd have it done in 24 hours. Everybody would be off the streets. Violence would be stopped. And Biden was like, well, you know, I would let the fucking governors do what they need to do. And basically, like, what Trump was saying is like, well, they're leftist Democrat governors, so they want this violence to continue for whatever fucking reason. And basically, Biden is saying, by you half going in there, you're just upsetting people, which is why it's continuing to fucking be like that. And that is why it's continuing to be like that. I mean, ask anybody who's out on the streets in fucking Portland right now.
Oh, it's completely true. The protests were dwindling down to like 100, maybe 200 people. And then Trump set in his like secret police bullshit and it shot up to 10,000 people.
Yeah, like the border patrol agents who don't have to work with inside the law of regular policemen and stuff like that. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like we basically what it comes down to is we just want the country to be safe for everybody, you know? Like we have to take a look at crime and we have to update, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's really what it comes down to is we can no longer compare ourselves to America in the 50s, America in the 70s, America in the 80s, America in the 90s, or even America in the fucking knots. We have to take a look at America in 2020 and we have to update everything to match who we are and where we are right now. We have to take a look at the fucking poverty line and inflation and what that fucking means, dude. Like, you can't buy a used car for under $12,000 right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's really crazy where we are in the country. I mean, yeah, and I don't know how long you want to talk about this because I could talk about this all day, but it scares me a lot, honestly. Yeah. Like, and you're absolutely right that you and I couldn't buy a used car right now. Neither of us could do that, you know? Yeah. And it used to be you could get a used car for like fucking $2,000 like years ago.
Lot.
Yeah, off the lot.
Yeah.
And now you can't. And that also shows like, you know, there's a huge issue with wealth inequality in America that's only gotten worse since the 50s. Mm-hmm. To the point now where I don't remember the exact thing, but it's like 7 people own more wealth than the bottom 50% of people in America. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and this fucking economic emergency that we're in right now, due to the fact that this country hasn't gotten its ass together and shut down for just 2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's all.
To get rid of fucking COVID, or at least like dwindle it down to the point where, you know, like they were saying yesterday on the debate that it's possible that another 200,000 people are going to die from this. It's like,
by the end of the year.
Yeah. I mean, granted, that was said on the debate where I don't think we can take anything as fact from that. True. But again, it's like, you know, if that's even possibly a risk, it's like ridiculous. And the thing is that this slow burn of everybody staying inside and everybody just you know, like not being able to do what they're supposed to do. Our favorite restaurant in town just closed down.
Yeah, dude. I don't know if Portland is going to serve, like, Portland had the best food scene in the country, literally the best, voted like half a decade in a row the best food scene in the country. Mm-hmm. And so many places are closing down that I loved, and I'm so upset by it. Yeah, the best bar near me closed down within like a month of the first within the first month of coronavirus, and I'm still upset by that.
And what are they going to, unless there is acts that are put into place after Corona is, you know, put under control, what are they going to be replaced with? Fucking chains, McDonald's, yep. Burger King, Applebee's, Arby's, fucking Chili's, you know, yeah, like,
and like Portland might get lucky because we do have shit in place to stop that. Like, there's very few chains in Portland that are not local.
Right. But even still, it's like, if those chains are fucking shut down, you're going to have to find people with money that can actually, and money and the desire to open up restaurants out there after this is over. And if that doesn't happen right away, Portland might end up like fucking Detroit, dude.
Yeah, it's really fucking upsetting. And especially because, like, I have another friend named Mike, right, who I don't remember exactly who he's working for right now, like the Red Cross or something, but he's in the Caribbean. And he has been for like the last year. When COVID hit the Caribbean, they shut down for 2 weeks. And then they got rid of all the COVID and then they opened back up. And then after like a month or two, they started allowing travel in again. And now they have like some small COVID cases. And whenever there's a COVID case, they lock down that area for 2 weeks and then it's gone. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's much easier to do when you're a very tiny area like that.
Yeah, you know? Absolutely.
And the problem with the United States is that it's it's so big, and there are so many states that don't like. If we wanted to shut down, right, the country, I believe like the East Coast and the West Coast would be fine with it. Arizona, Colorado would be down, Nevada probably, Idaho, like I don't know about Idaho, but like, Philadelphia, or not Philadelphia, Pennsylvania and Virginia would probably go along with it, but then we'd hit barriers when it got to South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, like Oklahoma, all those, Texas, like we would hit these fucking jams, and everything would be tied up in the fucking Supreme Court forever and ever and ever while they, figure out how to mandate this, 100% thing. And honestly, they should have already been doing that, because maybe it would have happened by now. But these states don't want to fucking participate because of whatever values or ideals that they're, using as an excuse to not force people to stay inside for 2 weeks. I don't know.
Well, I mean, a big part of it is just loss of revenue, Like, I don't know if you ever saw the Las Vegas mayor speaking about COVID, but she was like, we want to stay open. The people want us to stay open. We would love to be the experiment city of staying open during COVID.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I know it's stupid, and it's
gross.
insane.
Yeah, I mean that's like I'm not anti-capitalist. Like, I think capitalism is great. You and I are actual literal fucking entrepreneurs, you know? Like, if capitalism didn't exist, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. However, our capitalism in America has been going towards unchecked capitalism. And capitalism needs to be checked in order for monopolies not to happen. Like, we have monopoly laws, and I don't understand how they aren't affecting things like Amazon. And don't get me wrong, I fucking love Amazon.
Yeah, well,
they're not updated, dude. They don't.
Yeah, they're not updated, and they're full of loopholes. Yeah,
exactly. And what it is it's like
kind of like our tax law.
Yeah. Okay. So this is interesting. Let's.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for almost 40 minutes. We should probably move on to anime.
Yeah, that's probably. But actually, this works into that, because anyway, Tyler, how was your anime week?
Thank you for waking me up.
It's been interesting. We're sort of winding down on the season,
Oh yeah, new season starts soon. So like October 3rd.
Yeah, so like I finished out Deca-Dence, which was decent. It wasn't as good as I was hoping it was going to be from the first episode or two, but I still enjoyed it. It was still a fun watch. I finished out SAO, or at least I assume I finished out SAO. I didn't check to see if there was another one, because I'm pretty sure it's done, and that was decent for SAO, with like an interesting ending. And also, there's going to be like a new SAO that's going to go back. I don't remember what it's going to be called, but there's going to be like Sword Art Online, the Ironclad arc with no time skips, which sounds really interesting to me, because like that's the season that everybody liked, that got everybody interested in Sword Art Online to begin with, was the Ironclad arc. So having an entire season of just that arc with none of the time skips in every single floor sounds really good to me. So I'm kind of interested in seeing that when it comes out, whenever that'll be.
I'd watch that. I like watching the romance blossom and all that stuff too. Like, that was fun. Like, I liked Kirito and Asuna at first,
Yeah, exactly. Same. Yeah. And being able to see floor 2 and floor 3, and not going like from floor 1 to like floor 15 and then floor 25 and then like 75 or whatever the fuck it was,
Yeah. I like the idea of that a lot.
Yeah, same. I'm trying to think if I watched anything else this week. Finished up Hellsing, but I feel like that was last week, because I wrote on it.
Right.
And we have and then I watched ReZero. Yeah, so I watched ReZero too, so I'm caught up on that.
Right on. Yeah. I'm not caught up on ReZero, but I am excited to check out the latest 2 episodes.
They're good, man.
Shit starts going down.
Well, like, you really start getting some more shit with the witches. And
Oh, okay.
they're quickly becoming like my favorite part of the entire show.
All right.
I love Minerva, like the Witch of Wrath. I think it's Minerva is the Witch of Wrath.
She's the one who beats the love into people.
Yeah, like I think that's fucking hilarious and great.
Yeah, she's really funny. Like her punching everything like heals them and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, it's great. But yeah, the newest episode that came out today has all the witches with Subaru together, and like they all want to help him for like various selfishy reasons or like beliefs, and it's just all very interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting watching the anime after having read the light novels, because the anime has a lot more, or at least the humor is more palpable within the anime. Like the light novel comes off very dark.
I was gonna say it's just a darker story.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean it's very similar. Like like I said, the translators, Witch Cult and Translation Chicken did a fucking amazing job. Really, like absolutely amazing. Down to even you know how Garfield talks like this really fucking stupid way sometimes. He just says things that make no sense. Like they translated that perfectly. So these guys know what they're doing. But yeah, it's just the witches were pretty fucking terrifying, you know, when they came in the light novel, and they're much more somewhat endearing in the anime.
Oh yeah, they make him like really cute and very likable. A lot of them, like not all of them, you know. But Echidna is very likable from the get go. Minerva's super likable. I can't remember, but there's a few other ones that are also like, oh, you're adorable. Who could hate you?
Daphne and
Daphne is one of them.
Yeah, and
I think
Echidna,
Typhon is another one that's like that.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, Echidna, even in the light novel, ends up being someone that like you really don't like, you know. It's very strange. It's very strange. So I'm excited. So do you know if they're taking a break or if they're gonna continue on with the season?
I don't know for sure. I would assume that they're continuing because it already got delayed.
Right. Yeah, I hope they don't take a break. I hope it just keeps going. Because it's honestly, as of right now, it's the best thing going on. I mean, I started watching God of High School not too long ago, and I thought that was pretty good, for sure. But I mean, besides that, I can't really think of anything from last season that was even really like worth the time.
I hear you, man.
All right, we had a little bit of a audio issue. So we fixed it, but yeah, like, so I'm looking through last season, on my anime list, and we had ReZero, God of High School.
Did you watch that?
God of High School?
Yeah.
I was just saying I had started watching it, not too long ago. It was good. Yeah, it had, the action was good. The characters were likable. It's one of those Korean shows, or Korean manga that became an anime. I liked it. I didn't watch all of it yet, but it's definitely a highlight from last season.
Nice. Yeah. It's the second, I think, Crunchyroll original off of Webtoonz, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yeah. And then we had Uzaki-chan, which was just okay. I mean, as far as a slice of life goes, like, it was better than a lot of them. And Deca-Dence, which I liked a lot, but I haven't finished yet. And then you have the Monster Doctor show that I watched. Peter Grill is definitely a fucking highlight. That'll be great when it comes out unedited. And No Guns Life season 2 came out last season, but I haven't checked out No Guns Life yet. I know that at least Mother's Basement, I think, did a video on it. It's the one with the guy with a gun for a head.
Yeah.
And then pretty much everything else just wasn't interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a gag anime, there's a chibi anime, there's
an extra Olympia Kyclos, which is amazing.
Yes, Extra Olympia Kyclos, which...
But I mean, you can watch the whole fucking series in an hour and a half right now, so...
Yeah, 24 episodes, apparently. Yeah, so like I don't know. Apparently, a Zoids came out in
Oh, really?
2019. Wait, why is this saying 2019? Oh, because it's a continuation. Zoids Zero Wild or Zoids Wild. I don't fucking know.
Dude,
so anyway, so
fucking
now
up. Should have been watching Zoids.
we'll do maybe we'll do Zoids in November.
Maybe we should do it in January.
Yeah, maybe. Well, shonen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we have so many shonen on our list already.
That's true. So as far as my anime week goes, I've been very busy. So I finished up Naruto finally. Reading
Right.
it. I've watched through the anime multiple times. But since we're covering it in November, I figured I would read it this time, and that marks my yet another one of the classics down. So, you know, at this point I've read all of Berserk, Rurouni Kenshin, Dragon Ball, One Piece, and now Naruto, and a bunch of others, you know, like Dorohedoro and stuff. But when it comes to the big ones, especially the ones that were on Toonami, you know, Naruto's a good one to have under the belt. I also caught up with Boruto, which the show, not interested in it at all. There's like 150 episodes of the fucking show. The manga's on chapter 50.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so like it basically all they're doing is just filling in shit with the show right now.
Yeah, sounds like it.
The manga is really fucking fascinating, actually. Like if for those of you out there who like fucking hate Boruto, I get it. Okay, if you like Naruto, check out the manga for Boruto. It's on Shonen Jump. The chapters are long. It's a monthly manga, so it doesn't come out very frequently. Like the next chapter, 51, is going to be out in 22 days. But it is good, and it's very strange. But there's a lot of Naruto and Sasuke in there, and I definitely recommend it if you like those characters and you kind of want to see what happens. It's very different from the anime, so it's worth checking out. So after that, we have Devilman coming. So right. I've been doing all of the research on Devilman that I can. Mm-hmm. So
and we've watched 2 of the OVAs now with the patrons.
Yeah. Oh, your mic is fucking up again. Okay, we're back. We had some audio issues. Tyler's fucking icicle exploded.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm stealing my girlfriend's mixer right now, an XLR cable. And you know what? Fuck the icicle. I'm just gonna buy my own set of those.
Yeah, I mean, like the icicle's great for people who are just, you know, doing this, that, and the other thing. But when it comes down to like professional recording and stuff, you definitely want to have an XLR and you know, some kind of box. So you'll be happy with it when you get it. I recommend a Scarlet.
I never needed one before, you know, because I've never been like talking as much as I am now. But now that it's like every fucking week we're doing 2 podcasts and then we're doing streams and viewing parties, and it's a good job breaking Icicle. I don't need you anymore. I've grown past you and your phallic shape.
Exactly. Eventually, I'm gonna have to get like a nice camera too. And all sorts of stuff. I don't know. Ugh. Maybe, well, I'll tell you what, if we get another fucking hot tub honey, I will take that money and buy a new camera for us.
Yes. Yes, you will.
Yeah.
Because we need that badly. Your webcam
we really do.
Is a piece of work.
Well, I mean, I've been using this webcam since Death Mountaineers days.
Dude. Oh, I know, dude. I know.
And I gave Ryan and Grant my, whatever it was, the 4K webcam, even though there's no I still think to this day that there's no webcam software that captures in 4K, but I digress. Anyway, they don't sell those anymore. They've been out of stock at least since COVID started, because I was going to get another one. But anyway, so yeah, we were talking about Devilman, how I was doing all the research on Devilman. So I actually, while Tyler was dealing with his audio issues, I was looking at my fucking orders, and I'm so pissed. So I want to get I love manga. in fact, since we've started the channel, like, well, Tyler's been falling in love with anime. I've been falling more in love with manga myself. And
yeah, my favorite thing is like during our what video was it? It was like Promise Neverland. You're like, we don't do manga on this channel, and that has changed so much.
Well, I mean, we still don't like, you know, it's not like we're like
we don't
hiding
cover
in public where we're
manga.
like the manga that changed the direction my penis was bent. You know, it's like
That sounds like a great fucking title, though.
that does. It does. I wonder if penis is allowed on. No, it's not.
No,
it's
there's
definitely
no
not.
fucking way. But Pen 15 might.
Pen 15, yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube still hasn't caught up to Pen 15.
I would not be surprised, dude.
Anyway, so you know, we're hitting Devilman this week, or not this week, but this month for Hellmouth, which I'm really excited to do, and I want to do it really well. So I want to know Devilman inside and out, and it turns out it's not that hard because Devilman's original story is relatively short. The entire series of the first run of Devilman is in 2 volumes, Devilman Classic Collection 1 and 2. And the Classic Collection 1 I used to see in Barnes & Noble all the time. I think I told you about that last podcast.
Yeah, you did. It was always wrapped.
Yeah, well, now you can't fucking find it anywhere, dude. It is so annoying. It is literally sold out fucking everywhere. So I managed to find a copy on Abe's Books, which I believe is from London or some shit like that. I bought it, and then they emailed me. They just emailed me like yesterday being like, oh, so your order was canceled because it's we don't actually have it.
Douchebags.
Yeah, so now I just have to, like, the Classic Collection 2 just came in from Amazon, so it's sitting right, you know, downstairs right now, but I don't have the Classic Collection 1. Either way, neither one of them were coming in on time, so I read it all over the past couple days, or day or something like that. It only took me a day, but it's good, dude. It's shocking. It's shockingly good. Like, it came out so fucking long ago. Like let me just double check. So Devilman, I know the anime.
Well, the OVAs that we were watching came out between I think 1980 and 2000. I want to say.
Right. The original anime came out in 1972, and the manga started a month before the anime. So June 11th, 1972. So it's such an interesting, it is to this day the oldest manga that I've read. And oh my god, I took so many screenshots, dude, because Ryo is so fucking memeable. Holy shit. Like, wait till you see some of these fucking screenshots. They're so fucking funny. Like, the art style is very strange. It like, half of it looks very unprofessional. And then when it comes to drawing like demons and houses and like all this stuff, Go Nagai is so fucking good at it. It's very shocking. Eventually, throughout the run, it matures. You can see it mature. And by the time you get to like Devilman Lady, which is I'll talk about that in a minute. You know, he's much better. But yeah, it's there's a lot to it. Like, there's a lot of questioning humanity in that short series, and you know, what our next step as a species is and what our role on Earth is, and it's really fucking cool. Like, I was reading it and I was like, damn. And even when I opened it, you know, like when I first started going through the first chapter, which doesn't even have any words, it's just that vision of like the demon plane, you know, it's like all these like panels and stuff. And I was like looking at it, and like, you know, like there's like fucking elves flying around with tits and dicks.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And yeah, and like just like all this stuff. And I was, you know, thinking back to 1972, and I was just like, oh my God, man.
Yeah, it was like shocking for the time.
It's shocking now. For the time, it must have been like absolutely fucking insane for somebody to open that manga. You know, like if that made it to the States, which I doubt it did anytime around there, it would have fucking like melted people. Like, that is like an absolute pile of blasphemy. Like the entire thing is just aggressively pro clutching, says Calamity Cookie. And post World War II anxiety, says Neognosis. It's fucking it was radical, to say the least. And apparently like Devilman changed shonen anime, because it was in a shonen magazine. It was not in a seinen magazine, which is insane, because the amount of tits and dicks and vaginas and shit that are in that manga is ridiculous. And swearing, like Miki is way more badass in the manga than she was in Crybaby or anything else. Like she like pulls a fucking knife on these on the bullies and stuff like that. She's like, who the fuck do you think you're fucking with, you pieces of shit? I'll fuck like you. I wish you killed yourselves yesterday. If I was a man and I dealt with the same fucking shit that you did, I would have slit my stomach. Like, it's so fucked up.
Damn,
like it
dude.
is. Yeah, it is hardcore. It is really fucking hardcore. And then what? So I read all of it, and it has a very like downer ending. And then afterwards, I was like looking at the rest of Go Nagai's stuff. So he has another series called Cutie Honey, which is a shonen series, and it was the first one to, according to Go Nagai at least, it was the first shonen to star a woman. And a lot of people kind of consider it one of the first magical girl animes. Oh, interesting. Or manga. And it's about this girl who turns out to be a cyborg or an android. And, you know, she does a change like Sailor Moon does, but it's like full nudity when she does it. So that was a big draw to it, obviously. Go Nagai, I don't know if he just loves the female body, but he sure as fuck is not bashful about drawing it, dude. Like, which brings me into what I started reading afterwards was Devilman Lady. So it is Devilman Lady, and they call her in the fucking manga Devilman Lady. It's like the weirdest thing.
Listen, man, he knows that he has a specific audience that likes the specific thing, so he's just adding on to the name.
Yeah, dude, Devilman Lady is atrocious.
Like it's horrible, or
no? It is. Okay, so it's good. I think one of Nagai's biggest downfalls is exposition. There are certain chapters within his manga that it's like panel after panel after panel of people just like talking to each other, and sometimes it's very like
that happened in the anime too. Like at least in the OVAs we were watching, where it's just like, guys, could you not talk for a minute?
Yeah. But it's sometimes it's very smart and like kind of cerebral. So like you don't realize that you're just kind of reading exposition. Like it's very interesting. But no, Devilman Lady is smut, dude. it is such smut. Like I was like excited about it. And then when I started reading it, I was like, oh, this guy is not like so if you watched Crybaby and you saw, Akira like bust a nut and hit the ceiling, like that is kind of that's like a Devilman Lady kind of thing. Like she gets super horny whenever she gets fucking angry and like ready to fight and stuff. She's always naked, dude. Like constantly naked. When she is in Devilman Lady form, she is naked except for like a very small amount of like pubic hair.
Dude, all the fucking demons are naked. Always.
I know. It's just like, I feel bad for women having to deal with that. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
To me, it kind of seems like a similar thing to like the way that the Japanese used to treat like black caricatures, where they would just like emphasize lips and nose and make them like jet fucking black. It's like you can't have a female that isn't like just giving you a boner the whole time,
right?
And in fact, like that's one of the things that I have to hand it to Naruto for, is that the female characters in that show or in that series are not very attractive. Like there's a couple that are, but he always said that he always said that he was bad at drawing cute girls. But like Sakura, who is the main girl, is not sexualized at the fuck all, in any way whatsoever. In fact, like Naruto's pretty good about that, except for like the fifth Hokage or fourth Hokage, fifth. I can't fifth. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the fourth is like a large black dude, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's the Raikage.
Oh, okay.
But that's the other thing that I wanted to talk about. But yeah, like the fifth Hokage, Lady Tsunade, has big fucking, cans, but she's also a grandmother, and she's like a grandmother's age. She's like 50 something. So she uses her chakra to, augment her looks. But yeah, the Cloud Nation in Naruto is mostly made up of black people, or at least colored people, and they are represented well, with actual like African hairstyles, from cornrows to dreads to afros and stuff like that. And Killer Bee, who is one of the Jinchuriki, or Jinchuriki or whatever, Killer Bee's fucking named after the Wu-Tang Clan, dude.
Right.
The Killer Bees.
Yeah.
Gotta swarm, like it's you protect your fucking neck, dude. Like it's really cool. So like they actually, he put a lot of fucking work into making that manga accessible to everybody. And I think, again, there's a big reason that Naruto, has spoken to so many people over the years, whereas Devilman is definitely
not quite the same audience.
Oh my god,
no.
There was like one black guy in Devilman, and it was just so bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just getting back on the women drawing for a minute, I thought that Dorohedoro did a great job with that too. Like
the anime did.
Yeah. Oh, did the manga not?
The manga, there's so many tits in the manga, dude.
Okay.
And Nikaido is a fucking babe.
Oh, really?
I'm just gonna be. Oh yeah.
Okay.
She's a hot mama in that.
Because like Nikaido in the anime was like this burly woman of just like strength and athleticism and shit, and I like that a lot.
Yeah. No, I did too, and I was very into that in the anime, and then I started reading the manga, and I was just like, oh, okay. But the other thing though is that like, while they are naked in the manga, they're not overly sexualized by any of the other characters. In fact, there isn't a lot of sex at all, or that really goes on in that manga. It's written by a woman,
right?
So that may be part of the reason for that.
Have you seen Ergo Proxy?
No, I haven't.
So I've been watching. I forgot about that. I've watched a lot of Ergo Proxy recently too, with my girlfriend, and they're like, the women for sure are definitely attractive. Like the main character has like this crazy fucking blue eyeshadow and goth look, and I'm like, yeah, I'm all about that. But there's like an entire scene where she's like coming out of like a hospital bed, and she has the hospital gown, and it shows like her ass coming through the hospital gown, and it's the most unsexualized ass I've ever seen. It's just like a flat line. It's like, yeah, this is a butt that you would see inside a hospital gown. Deal with it. Like, yeah. And I really liked that. I was like, oh, wow, they're really like not focusing on that at all. Also, Ergo Proxy is weird. It's a really strange show.
I remember it being on Adult Swim back in the day, I think. And like, it's another one of those like Cyborg 009 where if you don't watch it from the beginning, you just have no fucking idea what's going on.
Oh yeah. You have to watch it from the beginning, and then once you get through it, you still don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Neo Genesis has a lot of philo and exposition, kind of like Dot Hack. Yeah. Dot Hack is another one that that people just fucking love, that I just haven't gotten into it. Speaking of manga, though, I did pick up Space Battleship Yamato, which I'm really excited to read. I'm really into like these classic, like I legitimately love and enjoy classic anime. And when I say classic, I mean anything like pre 1985. So like going like way back. I mean, Kimba is a little rough just because of how old it is, but it's like, the Japanese were telling stories in the 70s that Americans weren't even beginning to touch. And like that's the thing is like I was reading through Devilman and looking at it and looking at the art and reading the words and remembering when I went back and read the original X-Men, which I believe came out in either the early 70s or mid 60s.
Well, your dad was a huge comic book collector, right?
Yeah, he was. He had like fucking long boxes when I was a kid.
Yeah, see, I never, my parents never had anything like that. You know, like my mom likes to play tennis. My dad liked to windsurf. And smoke weed in college. Like, right. My parents never had anything like that. I think they got my first gaming system. Like, we had a Nintendo entertainment system because my cousin gave it to us because he was going to college and didn't want to bring it with him or something. But like, my parents never did any of that sort of stuff. So like, I never had an introduction to that unless I got it from friends or got interested in it myself.
Yeah, I like my dad liked Star Wars and X-Men. My Uncle Carl liked, and my dad liked some video games, Mario in particular. My dad's like a huge Mario stan.
I will give my dad that. He did make sure that I watched the original Star Wars trilogy because he saw it opening day.
Right.
He saw the first episode 4, the opening day when it came out, because nobody knew it was going to be a hit, and they were like, "Oh, well, this sounds interesting. Like, why don't we go watch this?" Like him and like a friend or something. And then afterwards, they were just like, "Whoa, that was fucking crazy."
I think when Star Wars came out, my dad was a kid. Because he was born in 71.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, remember, my dad is in his 70s. So.
Right. So my dad and I had the same kind of experience because Star Wars re-released in theaters when I was like 4 or 5. So I got to see all of them in theaters for the first time, which was really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was. It's an experience that I specifically remember just being like, "What?" Because it was cool. It was very cool.
I wish I never did that. My dad, he either had them on VHS or he like went to the library and rented them on VHS or some shit.
Hell yeah.
But honestly, like the experiences at the movies that I remember most of the Harry Potter movies.
I fell off after the 3rd Harry Potter movie.
And now we're demonetized because I said Harry Potter. Whoops.
Okay, so for the record, X-Men started in 1963. So I guess I can't be too hard on the X-Men, but like the original X-Men, God, if you read X-Men issue number 1, dude, it is so fucking bad. Like it is like it is like bubbles upon speech bubbles upon speech bubbles, dude. There's so much writing crammed into these fucking issues, and like not much is happening. And compared to Devilman, which I guess came out, 3 years later, or sorry, about less than 10 years later. It came out 10 years later. The level of storytelling is just so fucking different. But it's just crazy. Thanks for popping in, Calamity Cookie. It was good seeing you, my dude.
Yeah, good seeing you, dude.
But yeah, so it was just Devilman and a lot of Japanese, stories that were coming out. I mean, even Gatchaman, like, we, in the West, we got like Heroes of the Science Ninja Team Gatchaman. In America, it was called, I don't know, some fucking bullshit. Battle of the Planets. Yeah, that's what it was. So Battle of the Planets was what my dad got in like 1978, and it was heavily edited. So just like Speed Racer, they Americanized the fuck out of it, right? Mm-hmm. And then it was also like G-Force Guardians of Space too as well. So again, another like syndicated English translation, heavily edited. But the actual like Gatchaman itself is like a very adult story. And I fucking love that shit. Like I like going back and checking these things out that were made so fucking long ago that have these really like mind bending philosophies behind them, because what I got when I finished Devilman is that Devilman is incredibly relevant right now. It is hugely fucking relevant right now, and it was made 40 fucking years ago, almost 50 years ago.
It's always so interesting when somebody, like, they don't predict the future, but they make something so fucking relevant that it becomes more relevant years down the line than it was at the time.
50 fucking years.
Yeah, and like, Afro Samurai is the same way. And not to say that Afro Samurai wasn't relevant when it came out, but it's stupid relevant right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something that was created in Japan, which is a world away.
Literally,
realistically.
like, yeah.
Yeah. And like culturally, mentally, like just a very different people from the Americans. And it's just, and I mean, back in the 70s, even more so. We hadn't started this cross-pollination of culture yet. Really, I mean, they had been occupied by the US, but like we weren't getting their shit really, not until the mid 80s, or you had your Speed Racer and your Astro Boy. But again, it's like, until Transformers like really hit the market, like we weren't seeing what they were putting out. Neo Genesis makes a point that they were consuming our culture and remixing it, right? For sure, but just doing so much of a better job. Yeah, but I guess that's just what the Japanese do. They always bring everything to the next level. But yeah, I mean, what else did I start? I started watching Demon Lord Dante, which is one of Go Nagai's first works. Anime's fucking garbage. It's so bad, dude. Oh my God, it is so bad. There's so many digital pans and zooms. And like digital zooms, it's one thing to do them in a YouTube video, right? Yeah, right. There's a comedy aspect to it in a YouTube video, but when you actually do it in like entertainment, it is so jarring. Yeah, it is so jarring. The animation is terrible in Demon Lord Dante, I don't think it's that old. Like it looks like it was made anywhere between 97 and 2010. So I don't know what the fuck the deal is. You can find that on Retro Crush if you're interested. It's what inspired Nagai to make Devilman. So there's a lot of similar themes.
That's neat.
Yep. And now I'm looking to watch Cutie Honey after I finish Devilman, which I downloaded the series. So I'm gonna probably watch that in the Patreon.
Nice. I have to watch Your Lie in April.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I gotta get to a mentally sound state and then break it,
or not. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when you're feeling like shit, watching something that makes you feel like shit makes you feel less like shit.
That's fair.
Like one of the worst depressive episodes I ever had in my life. I watched like 7 seasons of Grey's Anatomy.
Yikes! Yikes!
And just like got it all out. I got it all out. But yeah, so we are right about to hit the fall season of anime. But before that, I just want to talk about the Patreon. Okay, so as all of you guys know, like every week we talk a little bit about the Patreon. We are very, very passionate about it. It's important to us. Our patrons are what keep us alive and keep us afloat, especially with YouTube being as difficult as it is right now. And it's turning out that it's not just us that are like having issues. Many people are. In fact, we have a meeting coming up soon with a bunch of friends where we're all gonna like people from our level of like 150,000 subscribers to people with like 1 million subscribers. We're all gonna sit down and talk about what's going on, what we've been seeing in our analytics, like all sorts of stuff. So Patreon is killing it right now for us, just like doing the good stuff. So I wanted to read a Patreon testimonial for you guys. So this is from State Minds, or States X Minds, States Cross Minds. Been watching for a while now, and I'm happy I finally became able to join and support the channel like I always wanted to. Mike's way with words over the stuff I liked and similar views had hit me to where I'd even be emotional after some videos. Plus, this is my first day, and I've already enjoyed my interactions with the people here. It's wonderful for there to be a community like this for people that share the same interests. I know I made a good decision to support the channel, especially after they lost views just for speaking up for what's right. That's referencing our Afro Samurai video where we took a stance against crime against black people from law enforcement officials. They say, love you guys and happy to be home states. That's the first day. That's the first day in the fucking Patreon.
Yeah.
That's how much they like
man.
it. Yes, it really is. And I'm not going to linger too much on it. But I did want to shout out to our Super Saiyan Blues that are in here with us. Neogenesis and Omni Penguin. Calamity Cookie was in here for a minute. And shout out to our top patron, Alpha Sigma, for holding it down. And also our lucky patron of the week, Hero Girl. Thank you so much for being our patron. You are awesome. Okay.
Also, apparently it's a Neo-Gnosis.
Neonosis? Oh, okay, my bad. I thought I had it right at one point and I lost it eventually.
It happens, man.
My bad. Oh yeah, it's the Greek word. Okay, fucking my dumbass. All right, so yeah, before we get into video games, I wanted to talk about the new season of anime that's coming this fall.
Yeah.
There are a couple that I'm excited about.
Yeah, I haven't actually looked to see what's coming.
Okay.
So tell me.
So there's actually a lot. But first is it wrong to pick up a girl or to pick up girls in a dungeon? Season 3 is coming.
Okay.
I watched the first 2 seasons. It took me a little bit to get into the show. So I think I started watching it like 3 times and then didn't keep watching it. And then eventually it just clicked with me.
Gotcha.
It is fan servicey, but I do like the fan service.
I mean, it has to be fan service with that name.
Yeah. But so I'm interested for season 3. That is supposed to be airing on TV October 3rd. So if you got Crunchyroll or something like that, there should be simulcasts. I'm looking through. There's a new season of Haikyuu, which is coming out October 3rd. So if that's your thing, I watched a little bit of Haikyuu. I didn't mind it. It's a sports anime. I don't really do a lot of sports anime, but it was good for a sports anime. I can say that. Nothing else really striking me on the top here. Higurashi no Nakukoro ni.
It looks like the second half of The Great Pretender is going to come out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but we probably won't get that because Netflix has the right to it. So if you are downloading that, you'll probably be able to get that off of simulcasts. Now here's something that's exciting. The new Inuyasha series is coming out October 3rd. So that's really exciting. I'm excited about that a lot.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So it's the daughters of Sesshomaru and Inuyasha set out on a journey transcending time. In feudal Japan, half-demon twins Toa and Setsuna are separated from each other during a forest fire. While desperately searching for her younger sister, Toa wanders into a mysterious tunnel that sends her into present-day Japan, where she is found and raised by Kagome, Higurashi's brother, Sota, and his family. 10 years later, the tunnel that connects the 2 eras has reopened, allowing Toa to be reunited with Setsuna, who is now a demon slayer working for Kohaku. But Toa's shocked, Setsuna appears to have lost all memories of her older sister. Anyway, it sounds interesting. It's been a long time since anything Inuyasha has happened.
Yeah, seriously.
Season 3 of Golden Kamui is coming out. I watched season 1. I loved it. I haven't gotten caught up on season 2, but that is definitely a show worth watching. 100%. Absolutely fucking loved it. It takes place in Hokkaido a little bit after the Japanese-Russian war And so it's kind of like it looks like it's like a Civil War era type of thing.
I mean,
but
that sounds interesting to me as somebody who likes history.
Yeah, and it's also, it's got a lot of good action and also a lot of good cultural stuff for Hokkaido. Kamui itself, spelled Kamuy, is the name of Hokkaidan gods, where, like, how like regular Japanese call them the kami.
Yeah.
Hokkaido is home to the native Japanese. So like the invading Japanese pushed the natives up into Hokkaido. So there's a lot of ancient native Japanese culture in Hokkaido. So there's a little bit of that in Golden Kamui. So it's definitely a good watch.
Attack on Titan final season starts December 7th.
Oh shit. I wonder if that means that the manga is wrapped up. I should probably catch up on that.
Right?
Yeah, because the manga, like where I left off in the manga, shit is fucking crazy. There's like this time jump, like all sorts of stuff.
But yeah, that's a huge one. Like, might be time to revisit Attack on Titan in December.
End of a fucking era, dude. Looking through, looks like there's a female sports anime, puzzle game tournaments, climbing club. Oh, okay, so I think people have mentioned this one. So there's an anime about climbing, like rock wall climbing.
Okay.
Called Iwa Kakeru Sports Climbing Girls. Comes out October 4th.
Dude, I love rock climbing. If I had a rock climbing gym near me, I would totally get a membership.
I don't know. I like the rock climbing walls that used to like come at with the fairs, like county fairs and stuff. Though I don't know if you guys have those in California.
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay.
The San Diego County Fair is probably the biggest county fair in the entire country.
Omni Penguin says Noblesse is another Korean webtoon one.
Oh, is it? Okay. That's cool. Yeah, I saw that. That's interesting. So they're basically doing one of those per season right now.
That's cool. Like it's good to see the Koreans getting their shit put out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else. Assault Lily doesn't look that great. Just off of the picture, Protecting the Earth. You have Akudama Drive. War broke out in Japan. Pitted Kanto against Kansai. Divided the country. Kansai became dependent on Kanto. Whatever. Sorry, I'm blowing this stuff off, but
it sounds like there's some things to watch, and then some things that we're definitely not going to watch.
I want to know about that skateboarding anime that's supposed to be coming out. It didn't look like it was taking skateboarding too seriously, but it looked interesting at least. But here's one that I'm really excited about is Dragon Quest Dino Daiboken. Dino Daiboken, which is the newest Dragon Quest anime. It looks like it's a remix of The Adventure of Dai, like remix remaster, which came out in the 80s, I believe. So I've read a bunch of the manga. The manga was pretty decent, and I'm really excited for that. I'm not sure what it's going to be airing on. I can bet you it'll be on Crunchyroll, but that starts October 3rd as well.
Nice. Crunchyroll also has another original called Onyx Equinox. A young Aztec boy is summoned to act as humanity's champion as a fight between gods breaks out.
Ooh.
So that sounds kind of interesting. That's November 21st.
And then there's one called Hypnosis Mike Division Rap Battle Rhyme Anima.
Well, that's whatever that is, it's the anime of the season.
In a world where women now dominate the government, the creation and use of weapons is strictly forbidden. However, by no means has conflict been brought to an end. Instead of weapons, war is raged through words with the power of the hypnosis mic. Lyrics can affect one's opponent in various ways and cause real damage.
Oh my god.
What?
We have to cover that, right? That sounds amazing.
Yeah, those in divisions outside the woman-only Cho Ward thus use it for fierce epic rap battles as their weapon in the constant clash for territory. That sounds fucking awesome.
That sounds dope as fuck, dude.
Hypnosis Mike Division Rap Battle Rhyme Anima will release on October 3rd.
Oh, that's so soon, dude. That's like 4 days.
Yeah. Wow.
That sounds awesome. All right, well, we should get into gaming real
should.
quick, like, because I need to get going pretty soon.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm getting really tired. We had like an hour of
fucking
mic problems.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what have you been playing, my dude?
Yakuza 2. I played all the way through Super Mario 64 in a day. Because that's just how I play that game. I was just like, I want to see how it looks on the big screen, and then I had beaten it.
How did it look on the big screen?
It looks great, dude. They did a really good job of upscaling it to make it look decent, you know?
Yeah, the corners are crisp and clear. Colors are bright and poppy. It's very good.
I definitely noticed some issues with the port.
Yeah.
There's like certain enemies that like are appearing weirdly. Like there's a ghost in Boo's Haunted Mansion or whatever it's called that appears on like the wrong side of a gate. It every time I saw it, it was appearing there. The triple jump comes out wrong or like won't come out. Like I definitely had enough momentum to get the triple jump multiple times, and I died because I just got a regular jump out of it.
Right. Are you playing with a pro controller?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so there were definitely some issues, but all in all, it was still really fun and still feels like Super Mario 64, so I'm happy. You know?
They also cut off Mario's like, let's go.
Oh,
They cut it off just a little bit. Yeah, there was yeah, I know what you're talking about for sure. But I love the package. Like it's very like, it's not over the top, but it's definitely like not like a cheap buy, you know what I mean? Like you didn't get a piece of shit for $60. Like you got a decent package, and all the music is in there, which is very cool.
Yeah, and I'm very excited to play through Sunshine and Galaxy. So like so far, I would say that probably took me. I wasn't like trying to go quickly or anything. I probably spent 5 or 6 hours getting all the stars.
Right.
And that's what's up.
Oh, sorry, I cut you off. I was gonna ask how your Yakuza 2 journey is going.
Oh, it's really good. Yeah, just to end the Mario 64 stuff. Like, I've played through Mario 64 too many times to count at this point. So, I'm just happy to have it so that I can play it on a plane. If I have a long plane flight, I can be like, all right, I'm going to do a Mario 64 run, you know? That'll be really nice. Yakuza 2 is, like, just a great game all around. I basically ignored the fucking Coliseum this entire time. And then I had something that took me to Purgatory, so now I was like, oh right, the Coliseum's here. So I just fought in the Coliseum for like an hour last night before bed.
Yeah.
Coliseum is way easier in Yakuza 2 than it was in Yakuza 1.
The fighting is much better in Yakuza 2.
Yeah.
I think all around.
On the other hand, I have gone up against some enemies where I was like, when do the health bars end?
Yeah. Have you gotten to the silver health bars yet?
Yes, I have gotten to the silver health bars where you go through like 3 to 4 silver health bars, and then it finally you're like, oh my god, there's the purple health bar. The end is in sight.
Yeah, and it's so brutal.
The purple health bar, by the way, is still like the 5th health bar.
Yeah.
It's like, if I remember
brutal.
correctly, it's the typical one. If you have a 1 bar health bar, it's red. Then there's orange on top of that. Then there's green on top of that, I think. And then it goes purple, and then silver, and then they just pile silvers on top.
No, there's a blue too.
You're right. There is a blue.
Blue, then purple.
Yeah, you're right.
Then silver.
Yeah, so it's red, orange, green, blue, purple, silver. So yeah, the purple guys that were the hardest that I had fought before had 5 health bars, and then the silver guys have like 8.
Yeah, it's
god, and I had to fight.
Have you finally gotten like the heat shit unlock? Like, you know, like knowing like where to put the enemy to pull out specific heat moves and stuff?
Yeah, in general. I mean, like, I have, like, go-to heat moves that are really easy. Like, you can do a grab heat move that's really easy, or you can just, like, knock them on the ground and then do a heat move, and that's really easy. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Or I can just pull out weapons. I have, like, the Demon Blade, Muramasa, I think it's called. Mm-hmm. And that weapon's dope as shit. You know,
I love those because you just like gut people and then they're fine.
Yeah. You literally like push your blade into their stomach and abdomen, then knee strike it further in, and they die, and they get up and they're like, "Oh, my stomach hurts," and they run away.
Yeah. Or if you're in like one of those long fights, they get up like nothing fucking happened.
Yeah,
have you gotten
exactly.
have you used the pole where you shove the pole up
Yes,
somebody's
I have
ass yet?
used the giant pole where you shove it up their ass.
It's so fucking funny, dude. There's so many, like, there's even like secret ones that you can only find in like certain places. I believe it was Yakuza 2 where you can slam people's heads in car doors.
Yes,
You're
I've
fighting
done
near
that.
a car. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fucking, dude, they're so good. God, that game is so fucking good. So did you beat the Coliseum?
No, I have, I think, an A rating right now, and I think I need the S to get to the final 2 tournaments.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I've beaten everything in there. I've only lost once, and it was a bullshit fight. Like, I had to fight against it was one of those 8-person fights, you know? And I had 2 guys with silver bars, and one of them was a tiger, and you can't do any heat moves on a tiger.
Yeah.
So that tiger fucked me up at the end, I think.
Dude, those were so fun though. I remember the melee matches. I loved those. What the fuck? I don't remember what you get for beating it all. Have you done any of the Majima
Construction
construction? Yeah.
I'm not super interested in that. Like I did like 1 or 2 of them, and I was like, kind of just whatever on it. It's not that interesting to me or fun.
It gets better.
Does it?
They're like they're like MOBA almost.
Yeah, exactly. Which I've never been super into anyway. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like the fucking the cabaret simulator was way more interesting to me.
Cabaret Simulator is so good in that game.
Yeah, it's great. I had
Super
a
addicting.
super fun time doing that.
Yeah, plus you unlock like so many like story missions and stuff doing that. Like I think it's the same deal with the Majima construction stuff. Like I think you unlock story missions or,
Yeah,
or
I'll probably
something.
have to play through it.
Yeah, there's a whole story that goes along with it. So
Right,
It's
with
like-
like the 3 musketeers or whatever.
yeah, whatever they are. The fucking game is so
The 3
funny. Like,
musketeers of fucking real estate that are coming to beat your shit, to knock out your equipment so that they can take the land for Kamurocho Hills, the new establishment that Majima's trying to build.
yeah, it's so fucking dude. It's so funny. I love those games so much. So what's been your favorite part of 2 so far?
Favorite part of 2? I mean, honestly, probably the cabaret shit. I've really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the fighting is way, way better for sure. Like and I love the fluidity of being able to just walk into stores, no load times. That is maybe the best part about that game compared to 1 is the lack of load times.
I think 6 is like that, but other than that, I don't think any of the other ones are like that, unfortunately.
Oh, that was such a good addition.
It is such it like makes the world feel much more realistic.
So much more realistic. So much more like, I'm actually in Kamurocho right now. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I
so
fucking
good.
I love Osaka. You know that restaurant that has like the giant crab up above it?
Yep.
Like that's real.
Of course it is. Why would it not be?
Yeah, like a lot of the like features of like Osaka and stuff are actually in Osaka.
That's really
very
cool.
cool.
Yeah, I really like Osaka. I think Kamurocho is prettier just by the street lights that it has overall. Like it's darker, but that means the lighting is brighter.
Right.
But honestly, both towns are great, and I like that you can just travel between them.
Did you finally meet the dominatrix?
Oh, I think I met her like forever ago, and honestly forgot about her.
Yeah, you gotta pull off that heat move at least once. I don't remember exactly what it was. Then there's the guy with the guitar who like I love the heat move where you can just throw people over the fucking bridge, dude.
Yeah, that's a great
that one
heat
is
move.
so good.
You can just throw
'cause it's
people over the
insta
bridge
kill.
without that.
Oh, is that what it was?
No. I
throwing
mean, there
people-
is a heat move where you throw people over the bridge, but you can also just throw people over the bridge.
Oh, by grabbing them and throwing them?
Yep.
That's fucking funny. I don't know if I ever
Yeah,
tried doing
I
that.
grabbed somebody with like a green health bar and just threw him over the bridge, and the fight was over.
Jesus. That's awesome. So you've also been playing the fucking game that everybody's playing. What's it called?
Among Us. Yeah.
Among Us, yeah.
I've been playing a good amount of that. Yeah, I mean, it's really fun.
As long as you have friends.
I would never play this game online.
Yeah, no. So for people who aren't in on like the latest gaming shit, there's a game called Among Us that came out in 2018. It's just like a dinky indie game that I don't know who is claiming, having invigorated it, but YouTube and Twitch made it a thing and everybody's playing it now. And basically there's like up to 10 characters and 1 or 2 of them are like saboteurs, basically.
To 3. Yeah.
Okay, up to 3.
You can have up to 10 players in a party, and up to 3 of them can be imposters, is what they're called. 3 seems like it's too much for me, even with 10 people. But 2 is like the perfect number for like 8 to 10, and then 1 is really good for 7 and below. And basically, you're on like a ship or like a cloud city or, some map. And every single person has tasks that they have to do. And the goal of the game is to do all the tasks to win, or to figure out who the imposters are to win. And what's up?
The tasks, so that's kind of how Devin described it to me, and I was like, that sounds boring as shit. But like the tasks are like little mini games, like sometimes it's like a little shooter. You have to like connect these wires, and it's like it's not 3D, it's a 2D game. Like you play as these weird little like fucking Teletubby looking things.
They're like jelly beans almost. Yeah.
Yeah. And the imposter, their job is to pretend to be one of you and kill you all.
Right.
Which is just a button click. So like this game is free on mobile, and
it's $5 on Steam.
Yeah. And obviously on Steam you don't get ads, on mobile you do, but it's fun because a lot of the game is just manipulating the people that you're playing with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, so the main aspect of the game that we haven't gotten to is when one of the imposters kills somebody. Eventually, somebody else will come upon that body, because the body stays there. It's like it's like a body that's broken in half with a bone sticking out of it. It's really obvious that it's a dead person. And as soon as that happens, there's a report button in the bottom right that lights up, and you can press that, and it immediately gathers everybody in a conference room for a meeting to discuss what happened and who the imposter is. So
we recommend using voice, like Discord, like have a Discord group,
Yeah. So the way we've been playing it is everybody's muted during the actual gameplay, and then during the emergency meetings, everybody gets on voice and everybody's accusing each other, saying, "Oh, I was here with this person. I was here with this person. This person, they're being very sus. They haven't said anything, or I didn't see them there." So it's about lying to your friends, and it's a lot of fun.
And getting away with it.
Yeah.
Or convincing people of your innocence, and like it's very fucking fun. There's a lot of different, like the main draw to the game is out of the game. It's the discussions that you have. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've had trouble like having the energy to play it, but
I've been playing with Devin a good amount.
Yeah, she loves it, dude. She fucking plays that game all day. She's always looking for people to play that game.
Devin and I fucking destroyed everybody in our last game. I don't think it was yesterday, but the night before. Like, it was her and I as the killers, and we just like wrecked shop.
Yeah, she was telling me about that. She thought it was she had a lot of fun. As for me, I've been playing Super Mario Sunshine, and I just finished it. It was so again, there's some slight weirdness that goes on with the remaster. The only thing that I noticed was that when you're chasing Shadow Mario in the GameCube game, he'll stop and he'll paint on the ground. Mm-hmm. He'll like paint like a Shadow Mario sign that like will fuck you up if you get in it, and the sign doesn't show up in this one.
Oh,
I don't know if it's something they took out on purpose, but like you can hear the like of him fucking trying to draw it, and then nothing happens on the ground. It's strange. I mean, it's not a big deal at all. I also recommend playing that one on the TV. First of all, they have put it in widescreen and updated it to 1080p, so it looks a lot better. But there's also a lot of jumps and precision that I found really difficult in handheld. There's this one point where you have to get Yoshi, you have to get on Yoshi, you need to fucking jump on this boat. Yoshi can't touch the water. You have to ride the boat to an island, get off, get on another boat, ride that boat to like a single like fucking square in the ocean, stay on that one, wait for another boat, jump on that boat, and like it's like a 10-minute fucking journey to this thing that you have to do with Yoshi. And I could not do it on the fucking handheld. Second I tried it like on the TV, no problem at all, but it was definitely difficult on handheld. The other thing is that I finished the game last night. I got all the stars in every level and the 100 coin stars and a ton of blue coin stars, because for every 10 blue coins you get a shine sprite.
Right.
So I ended with like 97 shine sprites. And I was like, fuck, like that, there must be, there must be 120.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, there must be like 100. I must be missing like 30 blue coins. And then I looked it up online and there's 2 additional secret stars in every single fucking level.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So then like that just like aren't talked about.
Right.
And then like all the blue coins that I missed along the way. So I was like, you know what?
I'm done.
I'm done. Because you don't get anything extra for like doing it. You get like a different end screen, that says thank you. And then you get like a little like sun marker next to your save file. And that's fucking it. You know, so it's just like
that.
I'm moving on to Galaxy, but I'm really excited about Super Mario Galaxy. I haven't played it since I was a kid. My cousin who passed away had it and we played it together. So I haven't played it since I played it with him back in the mid 2000s. So I'm really excited to check it out again.
Yeah, it'll be
a lot of fun.
I'm really excited to start Sunshine. I'm basically one game behind you because I have Yakuza in the way.
I mean, I don't know of anything that's really coming out that I'm super excited about, though, to tell you the truth.
I'll tell you what I'm excited about. And it's that our awesome patron Cole gave me PS Plus for a year.
Oh, yeah.
Because like somebody at his work found an old code that they didn't need, and he doesn't need it either. He was like, hey, I remember on the podcast you talking about how you don't have this. You want this? And I was like, yeah. So now I get the free PS Plus games. And apparently in November, I'm going to be able to get Persona 5. I'm going to be able to get Bloodborne. Like, I think Detroit Become Human is on there. Like, there's a bunch of games that I have missed that I'm going to be able to get for free because of it.
Nice.
So
yeah. Oh, dude. While after this podcast, go download PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. It's free.
Yeah.
And you've never played it before, and I wanna fucking play that game with you.
Okay.
It's free. It's not good. Like it's like a completely different experience from Fortnite or anything else. I don't know why. PlayerUnknown scares the shit out of me, that fucking game, dude. Like it is like dead silent, and then all of a sudden it's hyper realistic fucking gunfire in your ears, and you're like, where the fuck is it coming from? I don't fucking know. And then it's like you're dead. It's so fucked up. That game is so fucked up. Fuck PlayerUnknown.
I'll download it. I don't want to play it.
That's fine. We'll play it. We'll play it together.
Right.
Maybe we'll stream it. Maybe that's what the background of this video will be.
That could be interesting.
I've just given up. I've just been like using my stream cams for it. But honestly, I think it's more interesting to watch that way. Like our views have been better on YouTube for the podcast. Omni says they've been addicted to Hades from Supergiant Games. I believe that came out on the Switch recently.
Yeah, I've been wanting to look into that. I've heard a lot of good things about that too.
Interesting. Yeah, I was just checking the Switch eShop the other day. Oh, there is a game that came out. I want to see if there's a physical copy for it. But they put out a Samurai Showdown. Yeah, it's like a Samurai Showdown like collection. And I really want to get it because I fucking love Samurai Showdown Neo Geo collection. Nope. It says on PS4. I want it on Nintendo Switch. Do they have a physical copy?
I'm gonna guess no.
It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess no.
There we go. Oh. The English Samurai Showdown Collection Shockbox Limited Edition will be available on PS4 and Switch and contains a physical copy of the game, hardcover 104-page art book, 2 original soundtrack CDs, 7 fine art lithographs. How much is it? How much the fuck is this, dude?
Mike wants it.
Oh, dude, it's so cool. It comes in a Neo Geo box, dude.
That's neat.
Like an old like Neo Geo game. How much is it? How the fuck much are you where's the price? August 28th. There's there was only 1,200 of them that came out. So somebody who's a bigger Samurai Showdown fan than I am definitely picked that up.
Yeah.
Samurai Showdown it's an SNK fighter for those who aren't really into that kind of shit, but it doesn't say how much it was. It looks like it was very expensive.
I was going to say, it sounds expensive.
Yeah, they have a physical copy on eBay. They might have, so there is a physical copy of it.
Well, you might be able to get it still then.
Yeah, because it has like 4 or 5 of the Samurai Showdown games and one that was never released.
Ooh, that's cool. Yeah,
so that's very exciting. As far as we never talked about any of the birthday presents. So Tyler got me that.
Well, we should also wrap up, dude, because like.
Yeah, this is the last thing.
Okay. I was gonna say,
I haven't been playing.
I'm dying
else.
here. I haven't eaten yet. It's almost 3 because I was expecting to be done like over an hour ago.
Yeah. So Tyler got me that Super Castlevania 4 soundtrack, which was very cool. It's one of my favorite albums that I have now. See Through Blue. For some reason, you have to play it at 45 speed, even though it's the size of a 33. It's very different, or very weird. But then Devin got me the Mother 2 soundtrack, or Earthbound soundtrack, which is fantastic. It's also a 2 LP soundtrack, and it skips over all of the weird, just like background crazy noise that's in Earthbound and sticks to all of the main songs, and it's so good. And then for my she also got me No Control by Bad Religion, which is an excellent album. And then Berserk, the deluxe edition, 1 Scott Pilgrim, and the Blu-ray for Vampire Hunter D as well. So she spoiled the shit out of me, but I also bought her a ring and spoiled the shit out of her for her birthday. So we're even now. And then my family just gave me money, so I bought more albums. I got the Mother 1 soundtrack, which is very strange. And I got some Tribe Called Quest. I got Deltron 3030, which is fucking awesome. Tyler, I get okay. Do you remember that Gorillaz song, Clint Eastwood?
I mean, I know it. I don't know it by heart, but I know what you're talking about.
Hey, happening. Feeling. So you remember the rap artist in that one? The finally someone let me out of my cage. Now time for me is nothing because of counting a wage. That guy.
Yeah.
That's Del the Funky Homo Sapien. He put out an album in 2000 called Deltron 3030, which I have to fucking explain this to you, right? So it's a concept album.
Okay.
It released on May 23rd, 2000, and is a concept album set in the year 3030 that tells of the dualistic conflict of fatalism that takes place between the moral concept of righteousness and malevolence. The story tells a prophetic tale of a warrior's thirst for battle as Del's alter ego, who goes by the name Deltron Zero, along with his comrade, who happens to be a time-traveling cyborg wizard named the Automator. And they face off against megalithic corporations that megamaniacally rule over the thermodynamic universe. The lyrics were written in less than 2 weeks and are characterized by extravagant allusions to futuristic outer space themes in the tradition of Afrofuturist works by Sun Ra and George Clinton. Many samples originated with the contemporary French classical composer William Scheller.
Wow.
It is a fucking dope ass album, and I'm so happy
great,
that
dude.
I found it on vinyl. Yeah, and it's Del. So like I mean, you already know what like his rap style is like from that Gorillaz song. He's so fucking good, dude. He has the heavy flow, yo. So it's I'm very happy with that one, and it's all like clear with all these like purple and green splatters all over it. It's very cool all around. So I'm happy with that one. I got a couple other ones. I got this. I found this soundtrack to some old 60s Japanese movie that was released. It was like in New and Oddities. And I took one look at it and I was like, I'm just going to buy this. And it's like old 60s Japanese folk and rock. And it's a very calming album. I like it a lot. And just, you know. Oh, and I got a new needle and cartridge headstock, whatever, for my record player. So that is exciting, dude. Diamond tip. Worth it.
Nice.
Worth it. It's going to level up my sound, bro.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But anyway, that is the Bonsai Popcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Tyler has some important information for you. So Tyler, why don't you tell the fine listeners where they can find us on Twitter?
At bonsai_pop.
Where can they find us on Instagram?
At bonsai_pop.
Where can they find us on twitch.tv?
Twitch.tv/bonsai_pop.
How about Patreon?
Patreon.com/bonsaipop.
On YouTube?
YouTube.com/bonsaipop.
Where can they find this podcast if they're listening to it on YouTube?
Well, it doesn't actually have a vanity URL, but you can just search Bonsai Popcast in the search bar.
That's true. Just look for the Bonsai Popcast, and we'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be
So-
everywhere. This podcast is fucking everywhere.
It is. It like every day somebody's like, "Oh, I listened to it on iHeartRadio." I'm like, I didn't even know we were on iHeartRadio.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we literally are on things that we don't even know how we got on them.
Yes.
But
Thank
we're
you,
there.
Podbean. Yeah. And if you'd like to support this podcast, once again, check out the Patreon. I have not enabled ads on this podcast. I want people to just be able to enjoy it. That's not to say that we won't ever have sponsors in the future, but you know, we're not doing this for money. We're doing this to interact with you and talk with you and sit down together and enjoy ourselves. So if you would like to support the podcast, please check out our Patreon. If you would like to listen to the podcast live, that is something that you can do through the Patreon. And, you know, we got people right here, right now. Omni Penguin fucking sat through the whole goddamn
Including
thing.
all of the fucking technical difficulties. So, like, we're talking like 3+ hours here of this dude.
Yeah.
What a boss.
Yeah. My stomach is fucking eating itself. So
Mine too, dude.
Let's say goodbye to the people, Tyler.
Goodbye to the people.
Goodbye to the people. Have a week, everybody.